BKB, which would kind of stop their aggression if they do try to save.
Should find a quick and easy one here. Snaking will take that.
I mean, they actually have to find Malrine before BKB. If they make the move and Malrine has BKB, he might just pop in and be able to turn pretty much everything onto them. So losing save there definitely hurts a little bit of that potential momentum that they could have started going for there. 6K lead up onto Falcon.
That's a crazy advantage. They've played everything perfectly.
And Skitter just goes blink. You know, he knows he can be really aggressive to get the catch onto GPK. He's got the follow-up. If he gets the stun, very like
Dragons out. They've got the angle with the arrow. Do they the burst, the push,
They do.
Sharp shot. They certainly do. GPK dead again.
Oh boy. It's too fast-paced. The items are coming out too quick. It's 12 minutes in, Owen. They've got great vision control as well around this area, and with some sneaky wards. Look at this one that they placed right there. I don't think I've seen that one too often, right above crit. So they'll be able to see at least movements that come down, and that one's not going to get de-warded.
Absolutely, that one's going to be there the full duration, 100%.
So whenever you've already gotten the mid tower and the bottom tower, so that's like the avenue to be able to get into these ancients and stuff like that. So they're going to keep tabs of pretty much everything. Slight pause here.
I mean, what is the game plan for BBT? It's got to be looking towards Psyker on the carry, just saying, you know what, guys, Deuce is farming.
I think at this point you might have to start like, I think Gunnar was saying it too, is like this drum build on the Doom is something that people have looked for, but maybe Miro wants to go for just his recovery, this Midas and stuff, but I feel like you're starting to get to the point where you may want to put all your eggs into the Deuce basket. Like the Solar Crest, the drums, throw everything possible to amp her up. I just don't know if she can do it on her own. Versus the Stampede to close the gap with the Razor Blade. Right? It's just difficult to say.
You can really buff the Medusa up and have them ready to defend on the high ground when these pushes come in from Falcons. But yeah, Falcons, they're just going to dive in. Yeah. Get on top of the Medusa. They're able to stay on top of Psyker with the static link from Malrine. Sure, the Medusa might take a bit of time to take down, but there's not going to be any damage coming out from BBT.
That's the biggest thing, is like, where's the damage really going to come from? Especially once Amar is able to get this pipe, and he's getting closer and closer. He is farming up a storm. It's been an absolutely free game for the Centaur, nearly level 11. 2,300. They would have to throw literally everything onto him to kill him. And it might not even work out. He's going to go blink instead to get more aggressive.
Psyker's got to be careful as well, because Falcons know that Psyker's been farming around this area. So if they show themselves at all, Falcons will go straight for them. Quick TP is indeed down to the bottom lane. We'll try and make a move here instead. BB team, they've got the smokes up. They're moving towards Stamping Cup.
That's so aggressive.
Miro with that jump stun. They'll find the opening, but they won't get the follow-up. The timing not quite there, so Miro able to break away from the combo.
All right, let's see if they can get the Centaur with percent-based damage. If he was maybe further up, perhaps not the easiest kill whatsoever. How many TPs are available on the side of Falcons too? They've got two. So if they do see this play happen,
it feels risky.
They're going to lose a lot of HP potentially going for this. Let's see. Namar.
He's already out. They're going to continue to try and jump him. They've got the kisses coming in.
The splitter's not hitting. He's alive.
He's able to indeed dodge the splitter and now ready for the turnaround. The stop's not going to connect either. BB team, they try to make something happen, but it's not going smoothly. They've got Psyker moving over as well, as they're desperately trying to find some sort of kill. But they're in with the jump. The stun onto the three of them there. The cookie comes out. Can they actually get a kill that brings Skeeter down?
That's one.
Amar is getting low, but they're dying in return. They've lost two of the BB. Psyker's going for the TP out. They've got nothing to stop it. So Psyker will get away. GPK. He's been found in the trees. Amar hunts him down. BB team, they came for him, but the backup, the turnaround was there. They get Skeeter. It's something, but it's costing them 3 heroes, and they're just not killing Amar.
No. And I mean, even if the splitter lands, potentially not getting him either. They had to hit absolutely every kiss and the splitter onto this tanky Centaur. He saw it coming. Yeah, Psyker even having to get involved. And now at this point, Malrine does have the BKB. So before you were able to find him once, he's going to be able to pretty much BKB and just link right past to find the Deuce in a lot of these situations. This game is very difficult for BBT.
They really went for this. But you see Amar keeping his cool, seeing that splitter coming in straight away. No,
he felt no fear. He felt absolutely no fear.
He was running back in.
He was high-fiving before every spell was even thrown out.
And we see here they surround Skeeter, but of course this gives a beautiful angle for Amar to just come in with the 3-man hoof stomp. And a bit of a miracle, if not anything else, that BB team actually got a kill out of this.
And they get the Wisdom Rune too. I think if that Stonegate didn't connect, they all just die and get no kills at all. So this is kind of how they have to play. I think they have to hug GPK with the 2 to ports like this and just hope for the best that there's going to be recovery for the Dusa and the Doom. Because if they look to play slow, and if they just slow down too much with these three, it feels like Falcons is going to scale Tricor. So I want to see these, I mean, honestly, continue to be active. Maybe not look for the Centaur in particular this next time, but who do you go for now that the Razor has the BKB? Because that was the other one you wanted to get pre-BKB, but now the Malorine has it. If you don't get the instant chain stun, he's going to be able to survive. Crit should be fine up here.
I guess that's the thing as well, they just don't have much chain stun to offer up.
And Miro again.
The angle's there this time round for the arrow to hit, no problem after the Dragon Tail stun.
Oh, this is rough. Similar to the last game, but I mean more so, more stompy in particular. I think the laning phase was just an absolute one-sided affair this time from Falcons. And Skittered even getting closer and closer to an Orchid, so they're getting more and more answers for GPK. Already has to deal with 4 different heroes with stuns.
I guess the good news for BB Team, that at least this time round, that the hero that is very farmed is the Medusa, rather than an Nature's Prophet.
Very true.
If there was a hero out of the two that's more likely to have a chance of carrying a game and a comeback, it's Medusa. He's going to be found by the Hoop Stomp, and the Dragon Tail's there to follow it up. The Stomp will come out, but not in time to save GPK as Falcons find another.
Stay with the arrow.
The angle. Whoa, he's going to get the connection there along the tree line. Amar's got Blink up in a second, closes the gap. As indeed, off the back of that, a lovely connection from Sneyking, they'll get themselves another one. Falcons, 14-4, 9K lead, and we're just 17 minutes in.
Yeah, I would say that the one thing that you're mentioning, though, is like, yes, the one good news you could say for BBT is that their draft is more about scaling toward that later game. In that last draft, it was more about just snowballing everything out of control. So this one, it can scale. Just with this type of deficit on the Doom and Storm, it's hard to see that the Dusa is able to do it on her own. And there's just so much stun too. Sometimes the Dusa can do better because you're not playing versus so much chain stun and so many anti-carry, but it's just it is a lot of control. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what sort of build GPK goes.
Falcons is just taking advantage of it on every single one of these fronts. We see the Glyph come out, the ET Innate, of course, coming into play. Lots of damage from it, but yeah, they don't really care.
I mean, I guess the question is as well for BB Team, how early can you fit the Divine Rapier on your shopping list if you're Psycho?
You need the button. I mean, maybe after the Butterfly, but that's still, it's craziness. This is usually when the Medusa hits the power spike. It's the Butterfly Manta timing, and then you're able to kind of group up around her, but they're at such a deficit. And it's not like their draft is all physical damage either. It's a ton of magical. It's a ton of just everything across the board. Skitter, Orchids at the ready. And they've got this deep vision down already. Again, too, I mean, sneaky wards. Another kind of sneaky one that Falcons placed that might not also get dewarded. They're keeping tabs of BBT completely. Mark.
Gonna try and make the jump up against the play bell for time, and GPK, he pretty much jumped in immediately to his death. They will kill off Amar. They're gonna get Skitter as well by looking at the kisses. The BB Team, they'll absolutely trade GPK for that one. They get 2 big kills in return.
He might just have to be the sacrificial lamb in every single one of these plays.
If they could do that play again, it's going to be brilliant for them. The problem now is they've split back up at Psycho. It's being watched here by Sneyking and Malorine. They get him with the jump.
Body
He's
blocks.
coming over indeed. They're controlling him. The static thing's building up. Save, trying to break him away with the cookie. But Malorine's ready to dive with the BKB. The mana's gone. Psycho's out. Save also likely to fall. Malorine is falling very low himself, but there's just no one else on BB Team here to punish it. So whilst they do get that 2-for-1 in the mid, it very quickly continues to keep going the way of Falcons as Falcons are able to dive in and find Psycho +1.
Yeah, they have this deep vision, so they see when everybody's split up almost immediately, and they don't slow down. They look to make that aggressive play. The highest damage I think so far that we saw is BB, that Glyph, by the way. That's the ET Innate that actually was almost bringing down Malorine. It was actually quite significant there. But ends up surviving again, and they do find that big pick off before the Butterfly is finished off.
And the thing is, they were able to make that play at a point where Mar had a lot of his net worth up in the courier. He just got the completed pipe delivered out.
Oh my God.
So this was without the pipe in the equation. Now there is a full pipe on the Centaur.
He could just
Unlikely
survive.
you're going to be able to kill him and Skeeter on the DK next time around in that sort of situation with the kisses.
Look at top 2. They have that deep ward that we were talking about from earlier. GPK could be in trouble again. They're getting the full surround.
GPK
Oh, he spotted it.
Mar knows where he is. There's a little bit more mana to play with. In fact, GPK is going to try and get a kill out of this, but the pipes out from Amar. He can keep Crit perfectly safe. GPK cut down once more by Amar with a double edge.
It's been a long time since I've seen these type of games with the mid laner having about half of the deaths of the team. They are putting all the pressure onto poor GPK. 9 of the 19. They are set up to potentially get the 2 wisdom runes, though. So at least one thing going their way here. And Saika is getting closer and closer toward the butterfly. Level 15's been hit.
Okay.
But it's just him. It really is.
It really is.
Him.
If Saika manages to successfully carry this game, it's going to be one of the greatest carry performances of all time.
Yep, does feel like that.
It's going to have to be. And they get the jump. And they're ready to catch the mirrors. BB team try and retreat back to the base, but Save is caught outside of it. Falcons, they'll take the Tormentor.
Like if this Medusa, if Saika was playing like versus this lineup that didn't have this anti-carry Razor or something like that, perhaps I could see more of it. Just there's so much. It's not even just the Razor. I do have to factor in the other thing as well too. Is Breathe Fire. You can never really factor down these anti-kind of carry mechanics that just reduce damage. These things add up in these type of lineups when you are limited on damage already.
For sure. I mean, it feels like the cookie is not going to be enough. We need to see some like 4-stars.
4-stars for sure.
They've got to get some 4-stars. If they can sort of set up a fight in which Falcons commit and get the static link onto Saika and then they're able to break him away, then maybe they can turn around a high ground defense.
Yeah.
But they need these items, and it's going to take a lot of time because at the moment they're just not finding anywhere close to the same amount of resources from the map as Falcons are.
Yeah, Solar Crest, 4 staffs, just try to get anything that you can to amplify him, but yeah, the farm is just coming slow from them. They're not really getting these items built up, and at this point now 12k lead. The supports on the side of Falcons are actually getting these items so much faster too. Crit, 4 staff plus Solar Crest done. Snaking, he's got the drums, shard, and his bracers. Even 2k gold, so can look for maybe another Solar Crest or Vlad's, whatever he wants to go for. Just across the board getting too much. The supports are soon to surpass 2 of the cores. We could see 5 of the top 6 networks be out for Falcons soon if another fight goes their way. They've got a timing though. Butterfly has been finished on Saika. They have to play around it.
And we are seeing in the team fights, Saika.
It's unsafe, but nobody else is really close to that force. It's unsafe, but nobody else is really close to that force. So can see why he wants to accelerate it. And Falcons, after they're commandingly pressuring pretty much the entirety of this game. Now they can kind of slow down, finish up a couple of these extra items.
Now, wouldn't even be surprised if we see Saika get the 4-staff component of it first.
I think so. I was thinking the same thing, to be honest.
I wouldn't mind it, especially on a Deuce. You do stuff with the mana, it feels good.
He just needs to not. He needs to have as much damage as possible. He needs to not get linked and needs to not get breed fired.
Yep.
It's tough for him. It really is.
Yeah, Toronto's going to be trying to get that Lotus on for him. Definitely going to be another way to deal with the big threats from Falcons.
I mean, that's optimistic. You know, it's quite expensive, so it does mean that they want to play for just slowing down the pace much more. They do have a lineup that can slow things down with ET overall on the high ground and everything, but
I mean, that's the thing right now. Falcons, they have this 14k lead, but we've not really seen them show any indication of trying to hit the high ground yet.
They probably don't. I mean, maybe they just don't feel that pressure because it is a 4 protect 1 at this point on the side of BBT.
And Tom Skeeter, another quick jump and quick kill. They get saved. GPK this time round should be far enough away to make it out without any interruption.
Yeah, I think that they're not afraid about this Medusa. Just because they do have this triple scaling cores. And the supports, as we said, you know, they're likely to get the 5 of the top 6 net worths. Mirana has now surpassed the Storm and surpassed the Doom. That's the 5 position.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing as well, right? Mirana and Hoodwink, these supports both do incredible scaling physical damage output.
And you can imagine that Snaking's going to go, perhaps going to start being able to spill down that way.
I think
15's been hit. He's got the leap attack speed. You can never really write off these damaging supports with Solar Flare.
See Falcons. I mean, the question is this the lineup from Falcons that you expect to see look towards the Roshan pit anytime soon, or?
I think the world's their oyster. I think they can kind of do whatever they want right now, just in terms of map control, because they have vision as well that's been very sneaky. I have to commend Snaking, because I've seen, I think, 3 or 4 wards now in the last 2 games that we haven't seen too many throughout this tournament, so they're just keeping tabs of BBT nicely, so I think they can pick and choose what they want to do. Now that it's shifted top, they're probably going to go for this Roche. But yeah, they just have options open.
And incredibly unlikely that BB team's going to even attempt to make any moves over there. They'll just try and take the most out of the fact of the map being left vacant by Falcons, spending time in the pit.
Yeah, they're just trying to finish up one of these next few items, these next things to amplify and buff up the Dusa, but Falcons gonna accelerate things massively here in these next few moments.
They will. This is definitely going to be the key for them to, if they want to, break the high ground. They got the Aegis, they've got the full Crimson now on top of the pipe on Amar. They're ready to go.
Yeah, I have to keep checking all these couriers because everybody just is so rich. They're getting so many of these. Yeah, Gem now on Snake too to control vision.
And yeah, GPK's got his BKB, and yeah, I like this. Ags queued
Straight
up
to
next.
Ags. He needs it. I mean, he needs to just play their... It is all the Medusa's game.
And the Ags is going to be big because there is that huge combo.
It's very far,
I mean, it is very far. They need a good sort of, what, 5 or 6 more minutes of this game. And obviously with this 4 minutes on the Aegis from Falcons, highly likely that Falcons might get a lot done in this upcoming 4 minutes.
Yeah, they've got the lanes pushed into, they've got mid and top pushed out, and they have this ward bottom that's been watching Saika the entire time farming. See where they look to hit.
Still a tier 2 to take down on the bottom lane for Falcons.
Imagine that's probably where they're going to end to go now next, as Amar, the Crimson Garden also. So talking about all these damage mitigations and stuff like that for Medusa, her damage is not that explosive, especially not to Crimson right now. It's all about that next item. They're going to look for a smoke. They're going to try to be sneaky here.
This is risky, especially if it's going to be Skeeter that kind of catches the brunt of the attack with the Aegis on him. What do BB team want to do about this? They've got eyes on Skeeter.
They lose their ward. So I'm not going to be able to see the back lines. They're going to look for
It's a deep wrap
very
around
deep
here.
wrap.
Can Toronto, Tokyo, or GPK find some sort of setup? They go, again, Skeeter's not the one they want first.
Dire's middle tower is under
Time is ticking, the smoke running out. That's kind of awkward now for BB team.
They see the mid lane pushing in. The fact that nobody's showing there, they know that there's this move happening.
Amar ready to jump out. They're going to try to go on him. They're going to drop the Doom down, see if they can kill off the Centaur. It's a lot of damage. It should be enough. They've got him. Can they get anything more though? Mirror's been jumped in response.
Saika's in trouble.
Think about it. Saika taking huge amounts of damage, but they get the streaks down onto Snake. They found a second. Marin's got to break away, keep his distance.
They got a gem. This is pretty big so far.
Toronto Tokyo is going to get caught on the way out, so the gem will return into the hands of Falcons. It's not a bad effort
not bad at all.
BB team. They choose to fight into the Aegis, and they do get a 2-for-2 trade. When you're down as far as they are right now in the net worth, you probably take that.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, they were able to get this. The Stone Gaze in particular kind of stopped Malrine from being able to full commit onto this Medusa, so not bad. One step of many. I mean, you're still at a huge deficit, of course, but you're going to get a big kill, big surge of experience from taking out this level 18 Centaur.
And it did look risky at the start. I mean, we saw sort of how quickly Saika's mana pool just got shredded by the damage output
I think
coming in.
Did he get like I think he had either a big snake or somebody passed him like a Lotus or something, because he got a pretty decent restore afterwards. It was the Greaves. Didn't quite get to see. I mean, best fight we've seen from them so far in this series, let's be honest with you. Get a 2 trade here, and level 20 now up on the Dusa. Good experience. So the Stone Gaze duration is actually pretty relevant now.
Yeah, and we are seeing, you know, this time round, if they get the jump onto Amar, they can kill this Centaur.
You have to use everything.
Sure, it takes a lot, but it's proving to not be the worst way to start a fight.
But now cooldowns, 40 seconds on Doom. BBT is quite cooldown reliant to be able to pop those heroes, so Falcons looking to take advantage of those now for the moment. But BBT, as soon as those cooldowns are up again, they could look to go for this fight if they can find a nice type of wraparound like that again. Of course, they lost their vision, and they were not able to recover that gem. But if they can get vision down, if they can look for these type of flank rounds, if they can throw the kitchen sink onto one target, they can kill them.
Next 5 rounds, Skeeter, especially taking this tower down, should have the money to get the AC out to him. But only a minute or so left on the Aegis.
They actually still have the sword on the high ground around the triangle, so sneaky little placement. Could be important for them to get a wrap. Skeeter, though, accelerating things more. As you said, 60 seconds on this Aegis, wants to force as much as possible.
Yeah, AC on the courier. They're going to try to jump mirror. Look at the back line. Don't get the Doom out, but indeed the Stampede was already there. Then you turn and tear through Miro.
Oh, no.
He's out for 50.
That is not the initiation they wanted at all.
And the push now, it will continue for Falcons. Skeeter. He's going to look for the jump in. He's never going to Dragon Tail, so they're trying to use the cookie to keep trying to Tokyo set. They'll be able to keep him alive. Now GPK able to turn, get the Vortex back onto Skeeter. Syke has got enough damage to take down once they have.
That's the Aegis.
The Aegis gone. Having to do this 4 versus 5 though, BB team. Still 30 seconds without Miro, and even when he's up, they don't have the Doom.
They still have the other ults, though. Stone Gaze plus Kisses plus ET Splitter is at the ready. Falcons, they will respect it. Back up, finish off the Satanic for the Razor. and take out that ward that was placed there from earlier. They knew because of the way the Miro jumped that some type of vision was there, even though it wasn't the greatest type of initiation ever. And now no Doom, 80 seconds when they do respawn. Saika has found that one damage item though, on his way toward the next. Is the top net worth?
I mean, without a doubt, considering how far they are behind in net worth, they're still definitely giving quite the fight here, BB team.
Yeah, especially when it comes to these high ground pushes. That's pretty much where they thrive, if they can get some type of dream connection with these stone gaze and stuff like that. But again, gotta keep reiterating, looking at the net worth, it really is just the Dusa versus the world, and those two supports about to surpass the mid and the off lane, even Crit. He's starting to get scaling items too. The Atos, the Gleipnir, it's starting to get queued up onto this Hoodwink as well. Snaking also has a BKB on this Mirana soon.
Tormentor once again. There's going to be Falcons.
Skitter gets a freebie.
GPK halfway towards the Aghanim.
Getting closer and closer. It's all about that big wombo combo. If they can just have them all inside. I mean, it's going to have to just be some type of stone gaze that catches onto 3-4 heroes for him to do the damage still. Gold lead continues to grow.
Saika should have the full Daedalus ready for the next defense. 100 gold away, and pretty much going to have it with this next wave as he pushes out.
And how close is Tokyo to his Lotus? Okay, still a bit away, but if they can even get some type of Lotus play onto a Link, it could be huge. Still need some time, of course, but...
Oh, amplified damage rune in the bottle, full Marine on the next push forward, and as you say, with the Satanic on top of the BKB, they've got multiple ways that they can absolutely charge in onto the high ground, and BB team, they're going to have so many kind of threats to deal with. Their team fight execution has to be completely flawless from BB team at this point on the defense.
They have to pop a target almost instantly with the Doom, and then they have to play this kind of 4v5 scenario and hope that this Medusa can get these good positioning for the Stone Gaze and everything. They're playing around this high ground again, so looking to perhaps catch Falcons off guard.
I mean, do you think, is it a bit of a surprise or a concern for Falcons that because of the support build, they don't have anything like a Lotus to try and deal with the threat of the Doom? Or does that not matter? Or is that a part of the game where the greed could hit them a little bit hard?
I think that they're probably just feeling comfortable because they know how much gold that they're getting on the map. You know that BBT's just been trapped inside the base for the majority of the time, so they probably just think they can outscale, but maybe we will see at least one of those picked up.
GPK is going to be able to poke at the BKB from Snaking.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the full Lotus done on BB team side of things. Toronto Tokyo is going to have that ready to play in the next team fight. If you can get that down onto Saika, should be able to really enable this Medusa to get a lot done in the team fight.
This is sneaky. Someone has to be careful. They're going to show. Rax dies super fast at this AC. But no more creeps. So it's just a range Rax that gets taken out.
And they can hold back, wait for the next Roche if they want to.
I just keep checking Saika's items, just waiting to see when he's going to queue up the potential Rapier. Doesn't need it just yet. The Scotty's going to be very effective versus the enemy lineup too, if he's able to get it, if they can keep slowing things down.
Let's have a look here, Roshan. It's going to be a shorter respawn, 45 seconds until it's back up. Miro farming pretty deep down here. Unlikely to get found by Falcons.
The safest place is the scariest place at this point for them. They have to take these type of risks to find any farm on the map.
The question is, if BB team, do you think they feel strong enough to try and tackle the next Roche fight?
That feels a bit dangerous because you don't really have vision. If they could have gotten a ward out there perhaps beforehand, then maybe, but I think going out there blind is quite a risk because that's you're making the call that this could be our last fight.
Sure. And I think as you say, the high ground
Their high ground is strong.
It is indeed where they're feeling pretty good, and they dealt with the Aegis push last time around. Sure, at the end of it all, they still ended up losing a melee Rax. But again, considering how far Falcons are ahead, and that's all they got with this lead and with that Aegis push, I think, yeah, BB team's going to be telling themselves, let's just wait for them to come to us.
Just wait for high ground. Yeah, you kind of have to at this point. You have to play for them like around these type of cluttered areas where you can potentially land like a 3-man splitter or something with these pulls. And they do want to buy time, like you were mentioning, until GPK does have this Aghanims finished. And he is very close, right? He's 500 away from it. So if they can get like the perfect synergy of everything just combining together, maybe there's still that chance for this Medusa. It's still a tall task, but she is the top net worth, which is all important.
Yeah, pretty impressive that amongst all the chaos, Saika's been able to stay at that position.
Only one death. And somehow also GPK has stopped dying, right? I think it was, when was the last time actually that he did die? I don't know. It's been felt like what, 16 minutes or something since he's died? Can't really remember the exact timing, but he had 9 deaths pretty early in this game and he has stopped at the least on that.
Radiant's middle tower is
They're
under
gonna buy
attack.
out. So Saika does spend the gold to get the BKB. They spend all their gold.
Okay. It's going to be a hard high ground siege for Falcons, and which is a funny thing to say when they have this much lead in gold. And they should have this next stages. They're going to start on the Roshan. BB team looks like they do want to try and take the fight out here.
Okay, I mean, they spent their gold for it. Falcons do stop hitting that Roche for a moment. They also spent quite a bit of their gold, if I'm not mistaken. I saw Mari did finish up a BKB before everything. Now they're going to start continue threatening it. It dies fast.
BB team, I don't think they're going to feel they can swing across, especially taking the Watcher. They know that Falcons knows that they would be coming over towards this part of the map. So it looks like if anything, they may consider setting up around this high ground and try and catch them before they make it to the base.
This is a risky move if they do go for it, though, because they don't know exactly that there maybe is no vision there. There could be like some sneaky ward. Let's see if they do look for the jump. I mean, GPK, he's got the Arcane Rune. He wants to get some type of dream 3-4-man pull.
It's risky.
It's very risky. And they'll show the illusion. So now at this point, Falcons, they already were playing careful. Look at them playing on the top side. They were avoiding that walk up the hill anyway.
I mean, they're still holding on here. Just in case Falcons let anyone drift away up to the high ground on their own.
They're waiting for someone to show on the map and then potentially maybe look to catch if they see them split up.
I mean, maybe it's also just the threat of them being there, right? They know that it's unlikely Falcons are going to walk into a bad fight, but they also know that if BB team are sat on this high ground, they reveal it with the illusions, Falcons, they're not going to immediately come in with a push on this top lane.
Yeah, I mean, they can just go back and finish up these next few items because they are getting closer to some big ones. I mean, I've been waiting for Crit to reveal which one he goes for, by the way, because he's had the Gleipnir queued up quite some time, but hasn't quite committed for it if we do want to see like a defensive one for him. And the Rapier does get queued up from Saika, so he is still feeling like he does need that explosive carry potential.
Medusa with a Rapier, this game does sound kind of terrifying.
Pretty spicy, especially if he's able to hit 25. If we're able to see that split shot use modifiers with the Daedalus and Rapier, definitely still that chance.
And still though, Falcons, they seem very relaxed.
They do. They seem very comfortable with just waiting to go for the later stages. BBT playing around this vision.
Do they want to jump Skeeter? GPK is thinking about it.
Oh, GPK got a Timeless Relic also, by the way. So he pretty much got the best things he could have gotten for the situation that they're put in.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. I mean, with the Timeless Relic, right, you're pretty much guaranteed to have enough time with the Vortexes to set up for the Elder Titan to get in position, the Stone Gaze as well, the Stomps, Earth Splitters. It's a lot of wombo combo potential from BB team, but they have to land it perfectly because of how far ahead Falcons are.
Malrine, Refresher has been purchased, so insane amount of damage now on this Razor.
Jump on the Vortex onto the turret. Skeeter's in with the jump. The Dragon Tail says, try to watch GPK. Get me off. He zips away. GPK survives.
Saika's stunned though. The arrow connected on him.
The sharpshooter comes in as well. Lotus has been thrown down upon him. They're coming out the side. Mira's going to make the jump in over the wall to Razor. Gets the Doom down onto it. Leading forward. Saika trying to stand his ground and fight back. He's doing a lot of damage here on the Medusa. Snaking down low. Can't stick around any longer though. The BKB's about to wear off.
He's running low on mana.
Ogre Seal tomes away. Falcons, they're going to look to certainly chase it. The plasma field won't catch on. And they don't want to throw themselves into the high ground yet. So Saika will get them space to head back.
He's starting to get GPK.
And he's not going to get the same charge though. It's just the stun into the side. They're caught in the cookie. He's not going to save him.
The Orchid Bird is too much.
70 seconds. No buyback on GPK.
They used absolutely everything there to kill a target. They didn't kill anybody on the side of Falcons. Able to reset, sustain. Refresher still at the ready for Malrine, so he can use it if he wants to, and he still has his Eyes of Storm ready in 5 seconds or so.
Yeah, still 2 minutes left on the Aegis for Skeeter. The push coming in once more. Tier 3 down in the mid lane. Skeeter able to lean onto Saika though. She could use the force back onto Saika. Will keep him at a safe distance from Falcons.
Well, that was a risky cookie. Got to save those to be able to reposition the Deuce as much as possible. But it will push Falcons at least back for the whole. But DK Dragonform's about to be ready again. They've almost got BKBs at the ready on the Razor as well. And Doom is going to be on cooldown for 50 seconds. Falcons will back up, look to farm up a little bit more. They're content with keeping this one going. It feels like they know that they've got this scaling going. Even though in that last fight too, the link was actually reflected from the Lotus Orb. You could see that it still wasn't enough for BBT to look to turn to fight with this Medusa.
Falcons there, ready and set up in case BB team do start to try and look for these sneaky smoke plays coming out of the base.
And they've got everything at the ready. Gleipnir now finished up onto the Hoodwink, as we see GPK fall into the bottom 3.
Snake King's ready to start work on his Satanic.
Oh, well, look, that'll be a pretty interesting one for him, but sure, why not? And the push commences. Doom, 5 seconds until it does come back up. BKB's at the ready on the side of
He's doing
Falcons.
the job. Straight away going to start off the action on the wall side. Can they get the silence in as well? Quick Manta to remove it. Illusions will block the arrow. Falcons, they'll hold back. It's a full Bloodthorn next time round. That Skeeter's going to be ready to slam down on these heroes.
He's just trying to force this type of reaction. If they can force the Medusa to use a BKB, then Saika just... It's very difficult for him to fight.
I mean, if BB team can hold on for just a few more waves coming in, Saika is going to get very close to this Divine Rapier dream.
He needs both timings, though. I think he needs the Rapier and that 25, it does feel like. Yes, he's going to be able to do decent damage single when he's got that Rapier, if he does get it, but feels like he does need that explosive damage on everybody. Because it really is him versus the world.
I'll check the time. Torment is up again.
Perfect timing. And he just reclaims, so Skeeter doesn't even lose HP during it. As I think Snake King did commit for it, but
he did. He's
I think he committed for the Satanic.
He's getting that Satanic online.
Not too often you see these supports get it. I think the last time I saw support get a Satanic was like a Hoodwink, I think, getting one in some crazy game. I think it was Boxy at some point in some tournament, but this is not something you see too often. But he's wanting to scale. Again, level 20's been hit now for him too. So that crit is online. And same thing for, I mean, crit as well too. He is online, so pretty much 5 cores that Falcons
It
have been able
certainly
to
is.
build up.
Yeah, 30k lead pretty much coming up on the numbers here from Falcons. They're enjoying this.
The Rapier's purchased, Owen.
Oh, here we go. Okay. I mean, can Saika turn this game around? Here, on the TI main stage, it's where it counts the most. The BB team, they've never been able to take a series against Falcons.
Can you imagine if this will be the way that they do it off of a Rapier purchase?
Or this may just be the end of the game.
Or
We're going to find out
We'll
here.
have to see.
The smoke's coming out. They're ready for the set. The Skeeter's out the blink. GPK.
Done too.
He's going to get the opening here. Straight away to Razor. Going to load down the Doom as well. Snake King, he gets shredded completely. They're able to take down Amor as well. Now they can look over towards Maureen. It's a great start to the comeback here. Potential from BB team. As they storm outside of the base, they take out 3 heroes. They're dead for a long time, folks.
They are. I mean, GPK found the perfect 2 targets, and they got the Doom onto Maureen. The ideal situation for them.
Oh.
And level
Could it be
25,
happening?
it's about to hit as well.
I mean, you know, for the sake of the pubs out there and support Mirana's farming Satanics, you know, maybe it will be a good thing if a comeback does happen. Can they do it with this Rapier Medusa? And the 25, as you say, he's basically got it.
Basically, that. The important thing is, too, now at this point, when you're able to get these type of kills, these sequences,
check this out again.
Their respawns are long, so Doom and everything comes back up as they respawn.
And as we're saying here, you know, if they don't deal with the Medusa, Saika, he'll kill them. They will all die.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the perfect jump. You couldn't ask for a better one there from GPK or from Yero. Even though there's that 22,000 lead,
I mean, could
got
it
the
be
damage
that,
on the Medusa.
Yeah, Falcons, maybe they were just a little too relaxed this game.
May need a hand.
Because BB team, they're getting the chance to get back into it, absolutely, around this Medusa. And in a style, as you say, that just hasn't been doing too well. The 4 protect 1.
But look at the itemization that they've gone for too with it, right? It's a Vlad's also on save. It's everything about throwing onto Saika at this point. What is GPK queuing? I'm almost like thinking like, can he just go down like a refresher route on the Storm? It feels like a double pull. Yep. All he really has to do is set up for the Doom or for this Medusa to get in position to get these type of plays. He's got the damage. Miro, he does have a refresher also finished up too, so they will have that secondary round of them. And so far, I'm just clicking around. No Lincolns, no Lotuses purchased for the side of Falcons. And I'm clicking on Snaking, and I'm seeing the Satanic.
He's getting a Hurricane Pike. At least he's getting a Hurricane.
Yeah, but
it gives you 4 stuff. It's going to help a little bit.
I definitely feel like that Satanic could have been like a Lincoln's for him, because it feels very greedy from him in particular. But
I mean, let's see.
Let's see how the next fight
Falcons
goes.
are able to just end the game now, as they're coming in with the smoke. And of course, being a 4 protect 1, if they kill this Medusa, it should be game over. He does have buyback available, but of course that will be without that Rapier.
But Falcons, they're the ones wanting to start a fight, because if BBT is able to just get the starting of the fights a lot of times, they can delete heroes.
Oh, BB team.
They're reading the movement.
And a bit of a spooky location here.
They've got a...
Falcons might not quite expect.
They saw the ward placed in their base. They have a sentry down, so they saw that Falcons were sneaking.
They're going to try and jump Maori. Then straight away, they're going to do now to Maori. He's getting shredded. The car comes in with the car. He's ready to wheel Maori back out to safety. Amar with the Aghanim's straight towards Miro.
gone.
They take down the Doom, but Zyka, he'll take Snaking out in
Miro spent his gold.
They're going straight for them now with the Stampede. They're bringing it back in onto them. Skinner gets him with the jump straight to the cookie, gets Zyka up to the high ground. They'll be able to test Zyka back to safety. GPK pops the BKB. The ball lightning back up to the high ground. The cause survive. The two of them. It's just Miro that's out for 55.
He spent the gold for that refresher, and he gets caught on the front line of everything there.
And we've got to look out for more players like this. Amar with the workhorse, with that car. He's ready to bail them out, and if that wasn't there, if he wasn't ready, Marine was absolutely dead.
I mean, he tried for, I actually didn't even see in the last fight, I'll be completely honest. I was wondering what happened with Marine, why he was like ghost farming the bottom one. But yeah, it was that Aghanim's this time. It does play it safe to be able to get the reset from the Doom. Roshan in 40 seconds. Doom will be respawning in time, and he will have, he won't have the double Doom. He'll
check
have
this
one
out
at the
again.
ready.
And see how quick they are to jump. But Marine, he knows that Amar's ready to back him up. I mean, indeed, without that there, he was absolutely dead.
Very quick reaction. Toronto Tokyo in a dangerous position right now here. Amar. Whoa, he found it. They got the two supports.
And there's no way to get Toronto Tokyo out of this. Toronto Tokyo's gone. Saika's going to try and fight back. GP gets him with the zips. He's going to get the ball. Takes on the two of them. Jump forward as well from Miro. Then take a crit out. That comes in. But Miro is safe. They're ready to continue chasing. Amar trying to drag Marine out of the fight and will succeed. Gets him away from BB Team. Both teams dropping the buybacks here. Saving Toronto Tokyo for BB Team, and Crit with the one from Falcon's side of things.
Oh, and this card is doing wonders, and it's got such a low cooldown. It's back up in 10 seconds. Every single time he can actually use this to bail Malrine out.
Someone's got to find Amar.
They really do. Malrine, he's got the BKB back up also. Level 25's been hit on the DK. Lots of buybacks used. These supports have to be careful. The arrow will scout.
Stone Gaze is up.
Saika in the front lines.
They're going to get a jump on him. Dragon Tail, little block ball, they need back of the one. It comes in with Saika fully low. Can he get the stake out? The man has got Saika in trouble. He pops the BKB, tries to stand his ground. Starts to attack back up towards the ball. The damage is Saika's still alive. It's surviving. It falls out to the side. Turn towards Kina. BBD alive. They're going to get four. It's snaking against the wall, and he's not going to succeed.
Oh my goodness.
For Saika, BB Team. They're turning the game around, Vogt.
He was out of mana so early in the fight, but he's able to stand the ground. They get the connection. The Stone Gaze connects. Oh my goodness, this game is delivering.
And into the Roche pit.
Aegis,
They're going to be
Aghanims.
So much money on Cypher as well. He's still got a lot of options for what he wants to pick up next. But we'll see this. They absolutely felt here, Falcons, that they had him. You
How
see
did
that
they not
Niner
finish
dropped
him?
slow.
In the wrong end
But
of
Saika,
business.
they couldn't quite do the damage beyond his mana pool. He keeps his distance, stands his ground as well, attacking back onto Amar. What a fight.
Unbelievable. Insane stuff. Just little mini, I mean, maybe just butterfly evasion and stuff coming into play. Every little possible small thing keeping Saika alive. Falcons starting to feel a bit of that pressure after having a 30,000 gold lead.
I mean, there was always a sense that this could be coming, but with BB Team, they've just never really done something like this before.
No, this is super impressive for Saika in particular. And also, have to give a lot of credit to GPK. This man had 9 deaths in the game.
Yep.
He's got 10 now, but the pulls he's been able to get, the jumps, they've been crucial for this comeback.
It really feels like all the times in the past in which BB Team have tilted out of rough games, they've just been saving it up for today, Fogged, where it counts the most.
And now they've got Banner too. This Rax in jeopardy, and these long respawns. Doom's coming back up. Everything's coming back up for BBT. You couldn't break down this Medusa once, and now versus Aegis, the gold lead has gotten to 0.
Incredible stuff, and your Falcons. What would you imagine is the vibe from their side of things right now? Like, what are they saying? What are they doing? This is a completely new position for them to really be forced into.
They probably just felt like they were comfortable with the multi-scale because of how much Crit was farming, because of how much Snay was farming, because of everybody. But now I'm looking at the itemization. They're like, we need to get ways to prevent this Medusa from attacking or prevent something. I see Snay's queued up like a halberd, but these items maybe are coming after the fact that they needed them. These Dooms have been hitting. The Stone Gazes are connecting, and now it's a Swift Blink. So positioning for Saika, it's always going to be there.
Unlucky find.
Feeling like this Medusa now has the advantage in the game, and the positioning overall, BBT, they've been able to get these beautiful jumps over and over again. GPK
Psycho's in.
somehow hit level 25 throughout all this.
Gonna try with a jump.
Radiant's middle tower had an
With this
unhappy
Aegis, I mean,
They've
we
gotta
saw
do
how much
something.
they struggled to take him down once in a team fight.
He's high-fiving him.
Gonna get the jump again.
It's a good link.
The static link. It's gonna be the
big
Aegis gone.
Uh-oh.
But you've got to imagine this was part of the plan, because they just presented the Medusa up. Let's see what the back of his here from BBT. They get the jump. Stun is there immediately over the two of them. They'll try cooking Psycho over the side.
Psycho going down.
The Rapier hits the deck. Falcons still defend, and they're ready to kill off more as they look towards save. Tried to hide with the glimmer, but they found him as well.
Uh-oh. And that's a rapier. Wait, they give it a snaking.
Oh, I mean, he's the one with the Satanic. He's like, guys, I didn't farm the Satanic for nothing. Give me the
Oh,
Rapier.
man. It looks like they were putting him out there on a silver platter, but it seemed like they had an idea to play around it, but now Doom dead 70, Snap gone.
Yeah, I would say these incredible 20,000 gold swings in these fights.
After making such an unbelievable comeback throughout the
Yep.
majority of this game, it takes one mistake.
Oh no, maybe the BB team of old is still within them.
Oh, Falcons.
They were so close to turning this around, but it's just been completely redeemed there by that successful defense from Falcons.
You can look at like kind of how it
Oh.
plays out is Saika has to swap the BKB in, right? Because the Aegis is getting reclaimed. He has to
Yep.
swap it in. It wasn't up, so he actually just gets hit by the first stun.
Yeah, instant
followed up
stun.
from the chain stun, and they're able to connect absolutely everything, and he can't get anything off
Right.
before they get all those spells onto him.
Well, now without the Rapier on the Medusa,
Dire's middle
now things are going to get back to being very, very hard for the
Yeah,
BB team.
especially because now even snaking with a rapier, his damage is also pretty absurd.
no more middle barracks.
And now these Rexes, the final set,
Dire's top tower
15 seconds, no Doom.
I mean, this genuinely could have been the plan all along for Snaky. He's like, I'm just going to get Satanic, they're going to get Rapier, they're going to lose the Rapier, and I'm going to take it for myself.
barracks have had
He wishes. Imagine having that much foresight. That'd be pretty impressive.
destroyed.
Skitter, the final racks. There's no glyph. You gotta go soon, BBT.
GPK a little slow with the jump there. They get the range racks, the melee racks, they're out.
Their demise.
Same time that creeps out pushing in top, BB team. So Falcons, they'll have to head back and deal with that one. The game will go on 52 minutes in now. BB team, can they get that sort of swing back again this game? It's going to require another
It's
Rapier.
gonna require another rapier. Exactly what I'm about to say.
I mean,
Yep.
Psycho should be able to farm that out pretty quickly, but it depends how much time Falcons give BB team in these moments.
What's he gonna sell? I mean, maybe you just sell something. Maybe sell your like Manta or something just to be able to get it. I feel like he's gonna have to open up an inventory slot.
Sure.
But we'll see. Back up to the 30,000 gold lead very quickly, of course, as you were mentioning from that fight swing.
Look at that. It's as if the comeback never happened, really.
They did get they did get almost 2 full sets of racks at the least, so some momentum pushing out of the lanes slightly. But it's just this range racks now left top for the side of Falcons. And Psycho, yeah, he needs the rapier. So yeah, sells the Manta.
Okay. That's
Pretty much
got it.
has
Yeah,
it gone.
400 gold.
400 gold.
So there should be, well, there will be a second Rapier thrown into the mix this game. There it is.
He has to get the BKBs off though. They have to still get he still needs all this defensive capability. If he gets caught from an initial stun, I still have massive concerns for this Medusa.
Yeah, they've proven that they've been able to burst through him.
Yeah. And also the team,
Falcons.
the team just needs to be closer. Let's be real here. That last fight, they put him out so far. They were what, 2,000 range away.
It looked a bit rough. It looked
did.
like losing the Aegis was kind of like part of the plan, but then it seemed to play out like there was no plan at all.
Smoke up Miro or Ninja Gear.
With the jump, they're going to go to the dude down. I mean, it's not a bad target. They get rid of Amar. They get rid of his workhorse card. There's no save.
I mean, if Snay has to be cautious with his positioning too on this Marauder. He is very important in this game. If he gives up a rapier too, the game could just swing back and forth constantly. That's going to be their crew. That's going to be the key target though they have to go for. I think the Doom just has to be thrown onto Amar in every single one of these situations. At least one of them. Otherwise, he's just going to stampede Workhorse out one of the boys. So if they can keep playing around those visions, getting that type of Doom, then they still got a fighting chance with this Medusa.
Sure. And Toronto Token's going to be able to enable a lot, like with this Axe, and now going for the AC.
True, he's actually starting to get some scaling.
He's
and he's
getting
got
scary.
the 20 talent. Gone are the days, though, of ET being able to just jump in a lot of the times and be able to do that constant briefcasing, but if he's able to get the AC and match, maybe there's that chance too for him.
If you get the AC, and if you can get that Rapier maybe from snaking, you know, you never know. This ET could be going far.
Look at Maori and telling them come high ground, because that was where the blunder definitely did happen before. Other thing to point out, Crit Wind Waker is finished up, so other ways to prevent Doom. So now you have to look for quite a few different targets to at least focus fire.
That's true.
Initiations are going to still be, it's kind of been the most important thing for the side of BBT throughout most of this game, but yeah, even more so than ever. Looking for this annoying Hoodwink, looking for this Centaur with one of the Dooms.
Well, that's it. Yeah, I'd still imagine overall Amar's
It's the
the key
Centaur.
target.
Yeah,
You take him out of the fight, it's absolutely huge because his saves have been crucial.
Yeah. And I'm wondering to see if maybe he does queue something like a Lincoln's himself. He does have the gold soon for it on Amar. He can consume that Aghanims and then go for it afterwards. So yeah, we'll see. There's still a lot of item growth that can come through at both sides in this game.
Smoke time from Falcons. They're ready to go again. Both teams very close to the point where one successful team fight could draw out the finale of this game.
How much buybacks are there? Or how many are there? It looks like Falcons has the majority. The two supports don't have it, but the three cores do. While on the side of BBT, they kind of have to go all in for most of them here. GPK can play around it, but the rest of them do have to spend their gold, it feels. And Roche, how long is it going to be? It's a fast one, 20 seconds.
And at this point, I'd imagine, has it fallen back to the point where BBT probably don't want to fight around the pit? You know, sure, maybe take a fight outside of the base, but not actually in the pit? Or do you think now, back with another Rapier on the Medusa, they could actually look fully aggressive?
It's total chaos at this point. I think you can any fight that you can take if you have vision is important for BBT. So if they can get vision down there, then perhaps, yeah, look for that fight. Miro has also hit 25, so the mute is online. It's a big power spike for them on top of everything.
Absolutely. Whoever he gets the Doom down onto, as long as Psycho's able to follow up, get his BKB off and get the hits in, they will kill. Unless, of course, the jump isn't made indeed onto the Centaur.
So we'll have to see if they do get the connections.
And as you say, the Wind Waker also another option for Falcons to counterplay the jump from BBT.
And yeah, I think you'd said it before, but Maori does have Lincolns finally, so they do have at least one of the blocking. And they can purchase a couple more. I remember they have like 7,000 gold on several different heroes.
Yeah, I'd say if anything, Maorian's probably got to look out to get that Lincoln's thrown onto Amar, if Amar's the one being targeted first.
I mean, he can do fancy stuff, right? Yeah. You can Lincolns, you can pop Refresher and block, or send another one and stuff like that. This Roche, it dies too fast, they can't contest. And difficult for them to come out there now at this point when Falcons has the vision too. 57 minutes, we could be approaching toward this 60-minute mark also.
Indeed, and yeah, you can only imagine the potential there. Something like a Mirror Shield coming out for Psycho.
I mean, explosive damage can come into these Apexes and Stygians. They're nothing to laugh at this point in the game. Falcons, though, with this Aegis, see where they look to go.
Let's see. BB team. The remainder of the smoke.
They have to just literally play around vision. If they see an occasion where they can get a multi-hero pull, that's where they kind of just have to take it. Even if they're playing into Aegis, I think they have to seize any opportunity they can get where they get multiple heroes inside this vortex from GPK. Even if it's risky, you don't want Falcons to just get free setup onto high ground pushes.
Falcons.
Tense moments.
They're on their way. Sending in the illusions first, seeing if they can get any information out. BB team remaining completely hidden. Looking to fight underneath their ward setup here, BB team. Falcons, they're careful about how they approach this. They know that BB team's likely to be looking for this sort of play.
It's deep breaths from both sides here. It's patience.
The whole thing's opening in straight away over one Skinner. They're going to look to burn through the Dragon Knight. They've done so. He's out the woods. Now they're turning attention towards Amar, but Miro found the Doom target. Amar had to back off. Trying to push up forward, the Ice Spirit catching him. Maori trying to heal up here with the Satanic. Is it going to be enough to keep it alive against the five of them? It looks pretty good. Yeah, they can't quite bring Maori down. They've got something back on. He's been caught by the block. Is there any way to break him out of this? They're going to try and get him back up the high ground, but they can't.
He's down for two.
The White catches him. He's out for 2 minutes. No buyback available on Psycho. This could be it for Falcons. They're pushing on. That was the fight that they were looking for.
Another catch.
20 seconds until Psycho can buy back. It's on cooldown. He has the money. Can they last 20 more seconds? GPK trying to find the time over the vortex onto the two of them. Maori and Skinner. They're looking to close it up. The fortification's there. 7 seconds until Psycho is back.
Can they push them off?
I mean, with these two Rapiers now on Falcons side, I think they push fast. Mirror's in with the Doom. GPK trying to save, but Amar's in with the save. He's going to get Skinner into this. Come on. They allow Skinner to keep heading the H and close the game up without any interruption. GG is called. Falcons, they'll do it 2-0, knocking BB team out once again.
This was one of the better recoveries I've seen from BBT playing versus Falcons. Falcons throughout this year, but it
wasn't
didn't
enough.
matter. One mistake on that high ground push, Falcons capitalize. Oh man, a devastating game for BBT, but what a performance from Falcons with a very comfortable, stable draft. And Malrine at the end, he just ran through 5 heroes on this Razor with no fear.
He really did. You know, in this sort of game where things got as crazy as they did as the minutes passed and we got to that sort of 60-minute mark, yeah, Malrine showing no fear at any stage of the match. That end point, knowing that he could go in and he could just survive against the 4 of them. He was super aware of what BB team had already thrown down on the rest of his lineup. He knew he could get away with that sort of play.
Yeah, have to give some commends, of course, to BBT making this type of potential comeback. It was a 30,000 gold lead at some point. They swung it back to 0, but Falcons do find that one opportunity when it's just a split up Medusa that they're able to take that most important team fight.
Absolutely, yeah, one of the closest that BB teams come, I feel, in the game against Falcons, where they